Now, I'm sure many of you brothers can attest to this where you can grasp and you can identify the times just based off of how things line up with prophecy. We understand the vibration of this society. We understand that things are going to get worse and worse. So, if we understand that, we should not be enamored by it. The only people that are going to be enamored by it is the people that don't really understand what's going on to the point where they don't have the spiritual foundation. That's what I mean. Because, some of them, they probably do know what's going on, but not to the point where they can contextualize the scriptures and, you know, impart with this world, because it's all in one. And when it comes to this agenda here, as far as where they're trying to push this pedophilia agenda, trying to normalize it, it's no different. It just lets us know that we in these last days, and Satan shall come down with great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time. So all this stuff is happening due to prophecy. So we have the spiritual eye, and we should be able to identify it. Just because we have that spiritual eye, the Most High gave us a leg up. So you have this agenda that's being pushed here, where they try to make it palatable and normalize this agenda where pedophilia is softened. So they use these terms, or they come up with these different acronyms or what have you, like minor attracted peoples. Like, that's some real new shit. But it's crazy because back then you had NAMBLA, you had the National Agency for Man-Boy Love Association. Association. You had National Agency for Man-Boy Love Association. And now you have minor attracted people. Let's just call it a spade a spade. It's pedophile. It's pedophilia. Minor attracted. Like, what person is attracted to a kid unless there's something wrong with him? And like I said in my other video, a person can look at a kid and say, hey, that kid is adorable. That kid is cute. That's different from sexual attraction. So we already understand. And it's all a part of normalizing this sick ass agenda.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now. And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. Don't we find them? We find these topics for you that will blow your mind. Now, the LGBTQ community is saying hell to the nasty no, as much as inclusivity as they have embraced and expanded over the years. They say they will never accept pedophilia. Adults who want to have or are attracted to children. This comes after a group known as MAPS is looking for a home there. They want to add their letters, MAPS, M-A-P-S, to LGBTQ.
Now, why do they want to do that? They want to do that because intrinsically they know that what they do, as far as homosexuals and lesbians and transgenders, what they do, their proclivities, is pretty much the same thing as a pedophile. It's under the same umbrella because all of it is sexually depraved. So that's the commonality there. It's not like it's a difference in morale. It's all immoral. So it's like the LGBTQ, like, come on, bro. Shame on you for you to want to be on some, oh, hell no. Y'all do the same thing. Y'all proclivities is pretty much in common with a pedophile. You like the same sex. That's just depravity. That's sexual depravity. The only people that should not be grouped in that shit, obviously, is people that like the opposite sex, because that's normal. That's nature. So I don't understand why you got the LGBTQ saying hell no. Like, y'all pretty much in the same boat. So stop it. It's just confusion on top of confusion, if you ask me.
MAP stands for minor attracted people. Minor attracted
MAPS.
Adults attracted to children. We can't make it up. And if you think that's just a rebrand for a pedophile, you're not alone. These people say they aren't pedophiles because they don't act on their attraction. Either way, members of the LGBTQ community say there is no way in hell they will allow them to join their ranks. Lady McCowan, let's just get right down to it. What kind of crazy is this that we're talking about? Individuals who call themselves minor attracted persons.
You see how they saying this crazy is insane? Like, because, like, when it comes to the people who have a leg up on this society in terms of the Most High blessing you with the spiritual understanding, stuff like this is not surprising. It's just one of those things where, okay, It just it leads credence to the Bible. It lends credence to the Bible. That's all it does. Stuff like this just lends credence to the validity of the scriptures, because the scriptures are prophetic and it's telling us what we're going to see in these days, and we're seeing it. You know, it's just amazing to me how the Most High works, man. It's just amazing. It's a beautiful thing how He works.
Now they want to be included in the LGBTQ crowd. It's just mind-blowing, even to entertain it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just a way for them to try to take the stigma off of pedophilia. And as a part of the LGBT community, I don't want them. My friends don't want them. Our Pride family does not want them. It's just a distraction. I have never heard a single queer person even consider adding this to our community. Like, this is just craziness.
You might as well add it to that confused ass community. It's not even a fucking community, and this person is confused and bugged the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, it's all under the same umbrella of depravity. You attracted to another woman, that's off, that's depraved. It's pretty much the same thing as a person being attracted to a child, just in terms of the immoral aspect of it, where it's just wrong on all levels. So obviously, when you think about it, it makes sense that these people want to in-group with the LGBTQ, because they all under the same umbrella of weirdo shit in terms of being sexually weird. It's weird to be attracted to another male as a man. It's weird to want to be a female if you're a guy. Like, all that shit is off. So all that stuff, it deserves to be under the same umbrella. It belongs under the same umbrella of confusion. That's why I say stuff like, these people, they need to be on their own island, because you pollute the earth, you impose all these different nasty ass agendas on people, and all it does is hurt their mind. All it does is hurt them spiritually. So you people are no different than a fucking pedophile. It's no different.
This is not, I don't even know, I think it was the professor that got fired from her university, right? For even writing a paper about this. What was it? I think his name, I think it's their name was Alan Walker.
Yeah, that was part one of my video in this series in regards to this strange person trying to soften up the stigma around pedophilia by making up this term called minor attracted peoples. What's the point of that unless you're really telling us that you're a pedophile? Like, oh, we're not acting on it. Like, stop. This is how you know that they try to normalize these things. Once again, that's how you know they try to normalize these things. It's ridiculous. That person should have gotten fired. Referring to themselves as they. What type of nonsense is this? This is a cartoon world we live in, man.
Walker, they pretty much said that a minor attracted person should take the place of the word pedophilia. And honestly, it's kind of crazy. As a queer person myself, with kids who are queer as well.
So that's not crazy? You calling yourself queer with queer kids? See, females, they so damn simple-minded. They don't even understand that you sexualizing a kid by saying that they're queer. Let kids be kids. A kid don't know nothing about sexual orientation or sexuality, so why are you calling them queer? Like, these people, they so bugged the fuck out. Like I said, it's a vexation of spirit because of the confusion, and it's just like these women, these damn women, these females, they like little children with their minds and how they approach things. You have kids and you saying that they queer? Don't you know that's sexualizing them by calling them queer? Why is there a quote unquote orientation on them anyway? They're kids. So all you do is add to the problem. You're no different. These fucking people bugged out, man. It's crazy.
We don't want them. We don't want them. It's pedophilia. We don't want the stigma taken off of pedophilia.
There is one line in this country that no one will cross, and that is exactly that line.
Yes, exactly.
At least we have that. You know what I
Now,
mean?
this is unfortunately, this is a religious standpoint as well. So there are a lot of, let's just be honest, Christian hate groups that make all of these pamphlets saying that all of these gay people are trying to add the pedophiles to the gay community.
Because that's what it is. At least that's something they got right. Because I don't fuck with none of that Christianity bullshit, but they understand that. Because it's easy to put two and two together. This is why I say, even if you're not spiritually inclined, you can still see that this is a part of normalizing it. If you add it to the LGBTQ, then you understand that that's making it palatable, so the masses can accept it. You soften it up that way, and they under that same umbrella of sexual depravity. Anything that's outside of being straight, of course they're gonna group that in with that, because they belong in that box, that umbrella, they own island. You know what I mean? They all in that same group. That's just what it is. That's why you got a story about a transgender who got arrested for sexually abusing two children. Where does that come from? These people, it's all the same. I mean, for the most part, it's the same. And when I say that, I'm talking about as far as like you have certain gay people that's just regularly gay, but it still should be grouped in with transgender or bisexual or lesbian, pederasty. It's all sexual depraved. So obviously, yes, they're gonna attempt to group that in, and obviously you're gonna have people that's gonna suspect that that's what it is, because that's been the history. If a group of people defines themselves based on their sexuality on literally anything other than straight, I fail to see how they can keep pedophiles out. So this was a comment from one of these people on this video. And I agree, man. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. This is how you know that those people, they're simple minded. And it's crazy how they really think that what they do is normal. It's not. It's all under the same umbrella of confusion and sexual depravity. So of course they're gonna group that in, or attempt to group minor attracted peoples in. LGBTQPAMAP, all this weird crazy shit. That's how you know these people, they belong on their own goddamn island. For real. This just speaks to my point. I looked at this comment and I said, yo, like, same shit I said. That's why I wanted to highlight this comment right here.
A Philadelphia transgender activist identified as Kendall Stevens is now charged with sexually assaulting two children under the age of 13.
Action News reporter Annie McCormick, she's live for us outside police headquarters with the new details we're learning about this, Annie.
Yeah, Gray and Shari, disturbing details. Kendall Stevens was arrested today for the rape of a minor. Sources confirm that she is the same Stevens who is a prominent LGBTQ activist in the city.
My point exactly. And these people, they want to be set apart from the stigma of pedophilia, and you hear about something like this. My point exactly, man. It's crazy.
The state attorney general's office filed charges tonight against 37-year-old Kendall Stevens. The charges include the indecent assault against a person less than 13 years old, rape, unlawful contact with minors, sexual offenses, and endangering the welfare of children, parent, or guardian. Stevens came to Action News in August of 2020 after she was attacked in her Point Breeze neighborhood. She says she was targeted by a violent group for being a trans woman. Stevens then became a prominent activist for the LGBTQ community. She urged lawmakers to change Pennsylvania's hate crime statute to include protections for LGBTQ people. She is seen here in March of 2020.
No, protect regular people from these people. These people don't need protection. They already got all the protection, all goddamn agendas defending them. Protect regular people from these people. Protect kids from these goddamn people. That's why I say they need to be on their own island. These bugged out people. And not just them. You have a lot of people that's bugged out, quote unquote straight people too. But for the most part, when it comes to these elements of society, it's easy for us to spot what's what and why it's connected with what it's connected with. When it comes to these people who are a part of the LGBTQ whatever community, it's not surprising that you hear about something like this, because it's all correlative. It's all correlative. It just is. So peace. God bless y'all.